There's a still kind of a comedic element to the way you do conversations or the way you edit. So, did you see yourself as a potentially like a Jon Stewart type of character? But
At first, but I just think human beings are just funny in general.
yeah, the absurdity of it.
Cool thing about Jon Stewart is like, I generally like to say that anybody who works for corporate media, whether it be Comedy Central or anything owned by Time Warner, Fox, MSNBC, they can't say what they want. Because in order to climb up in those organizations, you have to appease the narrative of the company that you're working for to rise in the ranks. Jon Stewart, I feel like, has so much clout in the media world that I'm pretty sure he can say whatever he wants. Like, I actually don't think that Jon Stewart is controlled by anybody. I really don't. I think that he can go on his show and talk about whatever.
I do think that certain people have broken the brains of COVID broke the brains of a lot of really great people I admire. Trump broke the brains of a lot of people I admire, like to where Trump derangement syndrome became a thing. Like you can't see the world quite as clearly because of it. And I think Jon Stewart is quite a genius at like stepping away, even though the world needed him in that time, stepping away during that moment of Trump and coming back now. Sort of being able to reflect, being sort of that elder statesman.
My favorite Jon Stewart moment that illustrates that perfectly is whenever he went on the Colbert show. And he was just joking around with Stephen Colbert, who I think is a full-blown propagandist, about the Wuhan lab leak theory. Mm-hmm. He was just goofing around. And he was like, it's called the coronavirus lab, and they had it before. And now what do we have? And it was like, you could see in Stephen Colbert that he was like gun to his head type shit where he's like, John, stop joking about that.
Yeah.
And that made me realize like, oh, everything that Jon Stewart did, especially for the 9/11 first responders, he's a true American. And not in the sense of like the different political parties want you to believe as an American. Not a do your part and social distance American. Not a, wave your Trump flag in the back of your pickup truck American. Just a guy who genuinely stands up for what's right.
There is a degree to which you can be in those positions easily captured by groupthink, though, even when you're not controlled by bosses and money and all that kind of stuff. And I think Jon Stewart has been mostly resistant, but it's hard. His position is difficult.
I think he's done the best job, though. If someone in that obviously Democrat-connected corporate media economy, he seems to be the freest talker.